everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Haysie Simmer. Today I have another episode of my Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge. We're in the year 1335 and we're going to do the first half of the year in today's episode. So I hope you guys are all caught up on Etta's story and watched my little mini-sode. It's 5 minutes long. Before you start this episode, go watch it so you don't get confused of where we're at. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Palvetta survived, aka Etta survived. But her glamour was destroyed because that magic was a barrier that was protecting her. So that is why the poisoning didn't work. Unfortunately, she looks almost like she did before. She's a little different, obviously, because the glamour did permanently change some of her features, but she is definitely recognizable as Palvetta at this point. So she has a new thing to worry about because Adelaide has passed away. So her Aunt Adelaide glamoured her with the magic and helped her fake her death. Adelaide has passed away. When she went to age up as an adult, if you go watch my 1335 mid-decade check-in, I try to show you Adelaide's death. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but when I use MCC to kill a sim, I've been having it just straight go to life or death, playable ghost or non-playable ghost. So it didn't get to show me her death, but Adelaide did pass away due to her body being too weak for the magic that it held because of that curse that she had as a child. So she didn't survive to be an adult. So she no longer is alive. So that was the person who helped Palvetta out magically. And I'm thinking that she would cover up her hair because of that fact. Here is Baroness Etta. She is hoping her disguise works, but I don't know if she will be recognized. So we're going to have to be careful now that Etta has been de-glamored and they don't really trust anyone to come and help them anymore. So Francis is only going to be having over the people under his baronhood, any of the heads of households to come help out on our property, just like we teach and help over them. Right now, he is not comfortable having anyone come help his wife with the children. So he's just going to be tending to it more on his own. He'd rather have a small manageable plot of land on our property for farming than a huge vineyard and a huge apple orchard just to have. He doesn't want to have to be like the other barons. He doesn't mind if his little township is smaller. They have the helping hands of all the other heads of households who depend on him for patronage and stuff, and for representation in the kingdom. So, you know, he has his loyal men in his village and he's just going to rely on them to help out because it is not worth what happened having Alfred Lancaster underneath his wing. He doesn't want to risk anyone else thinking they could get away with what happened to him and his family. And he doesn't want to look weak. So this is an event that's definitely hardening his resolve with the world and the way he'll handle people going forward. The Baroness is going to do her best on her own right now, but she's not comfortable either having anybody in her house. She does believe that Brianna was really her friend, but she'll never know if she was in cahoots with her brother. So she's just going to try to raise her kids and continue to, you know, be the lady of the township, leading a good example. She does need to hide her identity more too. So that'll be a primary focus of hers. And yes, I know that her hat doesn't hide it as good as some other ones would, but you know, we do certain things for the plot. So Etta is just going to pour into, you know, her favorite hobby right now, which is crafting nectar. So she's going to work on some strawberry nectar. She's been doing really good with that. She's got a good bit of nectar built up, but she is continuing to work on some. I feel like she's sharing this with Rachel as well. Rachel's stinky, so she's going to have to take care of Rachel. It is almost the end of the day for the first day of 1335. So we are going to get the mail because she's going to she's not going to yell at her daughter. She's going to ask her not to make a mess that they have to clean up because they do not have Brianna anymore helping, and there's not going to be a Brianna anytime soon. So she's telling Rachel to please don't make a mess because we have to have a nice home. And it's time to age up little baby Henry. Henry did survive his birth, and so Henry did get to survive birth thanks to the magical glamour that Etta had, basically that was protecting her and him inside of her body. That glamour was only so powerful though because it came from Adelaide, who was such a powerful spellcaster who was cursed with dark magic but blessed with the light magic. Had it been anyone else who would have casted that glamour on her, the likelihood of it protecting both of them is slim to none. Here is baby Henry Alderman, since he's been born underneath the Baron hood. Yes, so here is baby Henry Alder, the firstborn son of Baroness. I guess we don't need to put Baroness Etta because his doesn't say Baron Theodore. I think that was more so I would remember to call her like a Baroness, but we're good now. So I've decided that that magical spell is a protection for Henry, and Henry will survive every single death roll until teenhood. He will survive the teenhood one, but from there. But yeah, so he gets to fully survive. So they will have an heir. And I decided to do this as my one save for this decade because I killed 13 Sims thus far in the decade. And we're in the year 1335, just starting. So to appease the balance of life, Henry will survive to teenhood. That does not mean he'll survive war, and that doesn't mean he won't get drafted, but he will make it to teenhood. So I hope you all understand. He has magical armor for the plot. Look at my screen. Well, I wish eventually I'm going to learn how to green screen this. I am trying to get better with my microphone and visuals and all that stuff, but look at my beautiful background now. I could sit and stare at this all day. I would like it to load, but it's a good loading screen, right? It has been a long day on the farm, but Theodore is very satisfied that he has his village behind him, his little township, and the men of it. He's teaching them how to take care of the crops the way his grandfather taught him. Actually, this is his uncle, Alexander, and Alexander would have known as well how to take care of the crops because his father would have shown him. So Etta has been struggling a bit with Rachel, but she is happy to at least be alive, which is, a benefit to surviving that whole ordeal, obviously. So she doesn't mind the hard days. And today has definitely been one for her. She's finally got Rachel down for a bath because Rachel is super stinky. I feel like, so Rachel has been acting up because she doesn't recognize her mom. Like, she knows it's her, but also, like, she looks so different. So Rachel has been acting a little bit like a troublesome little girl, but she also misses Brianna and Alfred. Like, they were good for the kid, they were good to the kids. And by the way, Alfred was arrested. He is not dead. He is currently in a dungeon. So he will go to court in front of the king whenever they hold court, and they will handle it because this was an act against a baron. So the king will have to address it. Etta is wondering if she should be more lenient with Rachel. They had a little bit of a bickering today because Rachel just wasn't listening. So right now her mom is thinking about, like, should she be more lenient? And she's also grieving from losing her friend and Brianna because she, again, doesn't know if Brianna had anything to do with this. Yes, Alfred did confess, but maybe Brianna was complacent in some ways. She'll never know. We know Brianna was an innocent bystander. She did have a crush on Theodore that was exploited by her brother. Theodore also needs to come in for a bath. Okay. Etta is working really hard to clean, and Rachel is playing in the trash. Rachel, your mom just threw away all that food. You need to go to bed. We need to put her to bed. Theodore is taking a bath. He definitely needs some me time because he is not... Theodore is playing in the bath. He's having a good time. It's a long night. It's 1 a.m. and she is still cleaning. But right now, she'd rather do it. She feels more safe cleaning it all herself than relying on... That's dirty still. She's not the best at washing clothes, but she tries. But they are all struggling. Rachel was sleeping outside in the tent. So Etta is finally getting her off to bed. Theodore is waiting for... Oh no, we have another chicken passing away. That's fine. I don't care. So she's finally getting Rachel to bed. It's been a long day for the two of them. And then we also need to get Henry to bed. Theodore has noticed that Rachel's having a rough time, and he just wants to help out with the girls and make sure both of his girls feel loved. So he's coming in to tuck in Rachel while Etta tries to get Henry in his bed. Sweet baby Henry. She is very happy they both made it. Like, that was a scary time for her, and it was a very long labor. They are ready to try again, though. So once we get these laundry hung up, once she gets this laundry hung up, her and Theodore are going to try again for another baby. And hopefully they are successful since they are our main household. And they only have 2 children right now. I have also decided, I finally updated the family tree And I noticed that I was incorrect, that we actually have more teenagers than I thought we did. So there are a few Sims that I need to get married because they're officially teenage. I didn't age them up too early. So I'll talk to you guys about that later. They're about to woohoo. She's like, yeah, I want to try for baby. I love you, but I'm also really tired. It's been a long day. But they love each other. And this will be the first time they get to be together since they consummated their marriage, where Palvetta is Palvetta. She's not glamored to look like someone else. He gets to be with his wife while she looks like herself, which is a very beautiful thing. So Hattie is his cousin, Theodore's cousin, his Aunt Guinevere's daughter. So we're going to have, oh, Frederick's spirit is fading away. That's so sad. I don't know where the tombstones went though. So it is what it is. Yeah, so Hattie and Charmant are both officially teens. So I figured maybe they could come and live with us and help us out on the farm, help us out with the township, with our little farmland, and managing our property, because they are of our family line and we have learned not to trust other people. So I'm going to quickly see if Palvetta got married, and then we'll move them into our house. It is 5 a.m. on the next day. So they would be arriving first thing in the morning. So it's perfect timing. She's got her eternal bond from woohooing with her soulmate, and I haven't seen them have that yet, even though I know that they are soulmates. And I do think it's because her glamour is off and she's officially herself. That's what I'm going to say anyways. She's about to see if she's pregnant. And Theodore is up making breakfast, helping out. Remember, his dad was a single dad of 3 kids. He knows how to cook. I don't know what he's going to cook. He's cooking mac and cheese, but that's okay. So Etta is pregnant, guys. She's washing her hands. All right, I am going to bring those family members into our household now. So I'm not really sure how Etta is going to explain to the family why she doesn't look like herself. So far, no one really knows because she hasn't been outside the house. But I do think Theodore needs to tell everyone that Adelaide enchanted Etta's appearance and they can't ask why. I feel like he would say that and everyone in his family would be like, gotcha, we trust Adelaide. She's married. Well, she was married into their family with Ashton. And if it's magical stuff, they're like, yep, we understand. So look at this crew Gwendolyn had. They have so many children. They have 5 children. So it makes sense to send Charmant and Hattie over to Theodore's house for an apprenticeship with their cousin, because he is a baron. So who can you trust more than family? Gwendolyn is Theodore's aunt. She is the little sister to his dad. So their children would be extremely loyal to Theodore. Actually, I think they are 13. Yes, so they're 13 and Theodore is 16, 17. So they're very close in age. I really don't like to think about it too much. We're just going to say teen and young teen, older teen. Anyways, if you don't say it out loud, it's fine. You know what I mean? And I just pretend, there's the handful of life phases in The Sims and whatever. So since they still have 3 kids at home, it kind of helps to send these ones away. So that will be great. And we can also use this time to find them partners and get them betrothed. I don't think I have the arranged marriage mod in my game anymore, but I will plan out who we'll marry them to and just build a relationship. And we'll say that means that they are betrothed. So Hattie and Charmant are here, hopefully to help out and make a big difference in the house. Theodore is very excited to have his little cousin here. It is safer knowing that people of your blood are preparing your food than some strangers that you were going to help out. So I know he's excited to see them, and they are closer in his age as well. Now, mind you, some people have blood feuds where family would not be good at preparing your food, but in the older family, they are safe. It looks like Charmant is very thankful for the move, and is excited to. Charmant is excited to have more responsibility around the family compound, essentially, and make a big difference in the kingdom. Theodore said, I never planned on having this role, but I've been doing the best I can with it. And I'm happy to have you along with me because we need to rely on our family. That's just the way that they were raised. But Theodore is very protective. Theodore is extremely protective of his wife now. And he is telling Charmant that if anyone looks suspicious, but he's telling him if anyone acts suspicious around them, that he needs to be let known. He needs to know about it immediately, as well as he's explaining to him that his wife was under a magical glamour, so she looks different. Like, just don't address it. No one really knows because not too many people have came over. So people might just be assuming that Theodore probably took another wife, the people who don't really know him. And Charmant, of course, but Charmant is agreeing and listening to anything Theodore tells him. as well as letting him know that he has his loyalty. And he's telling Theodore that he has his loyalty and not to worry. And Theodore's very happy. So they're going to do some morning chores and then they have to go to a wedding because the Baron, Charmant, likes the story of everything. He likes the story that Theodore is telling him about what happened about the glamour and stuff like that, like the magical stuff. He thinks it's really cool. So together they're going to harvest the sage. We use it for our, we need to mentor actually. Offer mentoring to Charmant. Can I do that? Oh, he needs level 2. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so what I was trying to say is that they were invited to a wedding for, oh, it says Charmant told Theodore he made his life so much better. That's so sweet. But the guys are coming out here to get some morning work done. It's almost 10 a.m., so they're going to have to leave soon. At least Etta and Theodore have to leave soon because they were invited to the royal wedding because they are a baron. So she's going to have to do her best not to show what she looks like because Prince James is getting married to, oh, I can't remember what I need. Oh, Olivia, Lady Olivia. And I also made Lady, and I thought her name was Olivia Oliviero. It's Olivia Olivero. I'm sorry. I'm not the best at reading sometimes. So Hattie and Charmant are going to be in charge of the kids in the farm, which is kind of scary for Theodore. And it's kind of scary for Theodore and Etta to be leaving their kids behind shortly after, you know, this assassination attempt. But they like to think of it as an isolated case because, he, you know, Alfred was just trying to get up in life. He wasn't doing anything more than trying to get ahead. And now that he's in prison, the family feels better. So Etta is finishing up some chores and they're going to be heading off. So as always, it is difficult to curate a wedding, but Prince John, heir to the kingdom and plant for Moria, is getting married to Lady Olivia. So this is their wedding ceremony. There are lots of noble people here. And here is Etta. She has to show her face for a second, but she's trying really hard to sit far away. For some reason, though, Etta did not take into consideration that her mother, Josephine, would be here. And Josephine swears that Etta is not Etta, but possibly her daughter, Palvetta. She has a lot of hard emotions because of everything she experienced in Avalon. She doesn't like being on the shores of Avalon, but she's like, you look so much like my daughter, Palvetta. And yes, I know their names are alike. Let's just pretend Sims are stupid. And it's like the Superman mask, you know, where they wear glasses and you can't tell it's Clark Kent kind of thing. They can't tell she's Palvetta, but they feel like they recognize her. She is still different. Like her face isn't fully the same. It's still different. But Palvetta is like, nope, that's not me. Don't worry about it. And she's off, you know, mingling and dancing. King Augustin is over here, rarely satisfied with the way the event is going. This is Scarlet, who married the emissary of Moria's son. Scarlet is a princess as well. So she married Williams and they had 2 children. So their children are already born. Here's Cecily. She's trying to flirt with the prince. He finds her attractive, but she doesn't find him attractive. But as you can tell, she has a certain taste for the finer things in life. So she's just flirting with him on his wedding day. No big deal. This is Sloane. Sloane is the twin to Scarlet, and she's here, made it in for the wedding as well. Lady Martha. Look at the boys. They're having a good time. The princess. Alexander's here, too, for whatever reason. Maybe he was the escort with Theodore and Etta. Oh, my goodness. Scarlet. Okay, so Palvetta is struggling, or Etta is struggling to convince Lady Josephine that she does not know or recognize her. Luckily, Lady Josephine has no credit in the kingdom, so most people right now are not going to believe it. And now Prince John thinks that Etta looks like his sister Palvetta, but she is swearing by everything that is true that she is not her. But everybody's like, you just look so much like my sister. But they did see her dead body. So John did see her dead body, so he would believe it. But everyone is here getting on the dance floor. Oh my goodness. Look at them go. It's so wonderful. The lively event, to say the least. And the King of Moria also came to see his nephew and his sister's contract upheld. He is so disgusted by this kingdom and disappointed that it took so long to get to this point. So he is not impressed by the festivities. He is not happy. His His biggest issue is that he didn't arrange the marriage. He doesn't even know where this Lady Olivia comes from. He doesn't have the loyalty of her family. So he is not in a good mood. But John is happy, and John is been named heir to the Kingdom of Avalon. So he's just so King Tristan Hassan of Moria is playing nice, but we're gonna say that the wedding is over because this is so hard to curate. So with the help of Duke Grant, we have found Hattie an eligible husband in Thomas, if he will ever turn around. Thomas is an officer in Lord Grant's household. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on, Hattie. Who are you? Hattie, we are arranging you a marriage and you're off talking to this guy. His name is Henry. Yeah, Henry Godwin. He's one of Calvin's sons. Technically, he's not the right age, but that's okay. We can leave him as a teen. Is she attracted to him? Because we came here for a husband. Let's have a friendly introduction and see how she feels about the guys. That would be kind of crazy. They're about to have her, you know, marriage to possibly a captain of the guard. And she's interested in the tavern boy. Maybe, actually, she's interested in Duke Grant. But Duke Elliot Grant is soulmates with her cousin. So she needs to get that out of her mind. All right, he's coming back in. Let's have a conversation with you. All right. So Theodore is here to supervise while Hattie, I guess, gets to know Thomas a bit, but also Henry seems interested in Hattie as well. So he has inserted himself into the conversation. So that's silly. But it looks like they hit it off. She hasn't developed feelings either way for either of them. They're just acquaintances. Hattie is extremely opinionated, it seems, and I cannot believe she had two guys sit down at her courting table. Her father must be proud, honestly. Look at him. He's like, yeah, that's my girl. She's strong-willed, just like her mom. The way they're looking at each other looks like they have like a rivals, or like they have a, I don't know. I feel like their little camaraderie is like aggressively playful. And Thomas is like, yeah, I'm just here for a good time. You know, he has a very big, important job for the Grants household. And Lord Duke, okay, thank you, Theodore, you're in the way. Duke Grant is in the background hyping his man up. Oh no, he's about to pass out. Okay, we'll just ignore that for now. But I just kind of like the boldness of how Henry just sat down. He's like, Hattie, you're looking for a husband. Like, why would you do an arranged marriage? Like, isn't it way more romantic to just marry a guy you just met in the bar? And Thomas is like, well, you know, whatever makes the lady happy. You know, I am here to strike a deal with her. But look at Henry. He's like, look at me, look at me. Oh, maybe that made Thomas mad. I think Hattie likes it. I think Hattie likes the attention that he's giving her. So Hattie is going to ask him what was his intentions of interrupting her marriage contract. And he is letting her know, like, hey, I'm into you. I think you're crazy beautiful. I've seen you around town a bit. Henry is saying, if you will let me speak to your parents, I would love to arrange a possible betrothal with you. He is inheriting this tavern, you know, so he has money. They are merchants. Or I guess, I don't know if you would be merchants if you own a tavern, but they do own 2 taverns. So yeah, I feel like Hattie is into it. I don't know. I think he's shooting his shot. So I'm going to have her, looks like Hattie has a lot to think about. I'm going to like sit on it for a little bit. We'll figure out which way to go. You guys let me know if you want Hattie to entertain. Like, look at him. I think he's into her. So does she go with the tavern owner or the captain of the guard for the Grant household? I'll let you guys vote. You can vote in the comments, and I'll also do a poll on my page. I do want to see how the guys feel about her. So actually, Hattie has developed attractiveness to Thomas. She finds him very attractive. So maybe she just likes Henry personality and they could be friends. But it does look like that worked out for her. Maybe they have something in common. I'll just see if like anything grows, since it seems to take a little bit of relationship. Since he is a Godwin, I feel like they would have been playing in the same circles as children. So maybe he's just like teasing her and saying like, why wouldn't you consider me? I mean, I don't really know. Okay, futuristic sim, don't do that. I literally deleted everyone. All right, so I mean, they have the same personality type. They're both like a jester personality type. So they have a fun time together, but they like attraction wise is neither here or there for them. What does Henry think? Henry is not attracted to Hattie. He's neutral about her. Okay. Maybe he was just playing around then, just trying to give us some drama. But also, Thomas is not attracted to Hattie, so that sucks. I think I'm going to have him compliment her appearance. Instant attraction. Thomas has instant attraction for Naomi Godwin. Oh no, he's attracted to Naomi. Maybe they have an affair on the side, and Hattie getting in this arrangement will only end up with a broken heart. And maybe that is why Henry is looking out for Hattie saying, marry me, because he knows the guy she's engaged to or possibly going to be betrothed to is having an affair with his sister or is into his sister. Oh my goodness, he's trying to play knight in shining armor. That is so sweet. All right, you guys let me know what we do in the comments. I'm going to end this year here because we're halfway through 1335. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.